Wait a minute. What are you doing here? Huh? You want to hear the rest of my story? Oh, the 2018 Knicks. That's right, my favorite team ever. Well, come, sit down. So, where do we leave off? Oh yeah, they were about to go into the playoffs against the Philadelphia 76ers. Yeah, the team with Joel Embiid, the Sixers didn't have a chance. The Knicks swept them like it was nothing. No big surprises there, really. But in the second round, they went up against their hated rival, the Cleveland Cavaliers, LeBron James and Kyrie Irving and Kevin Love. This is a big deal because the Cavaliers, they had beaten the Knicks frontwards and sideways for years. And the Knicks knew if they wanted to get, they had to go through the Cavs. And they got them. And it was, it really wasn't close, okay? They won it in 5 games. It was New York's year. That's just what it was. It was destiny for the New York Knicks to go up against the Cavaliers for a 3rd straight season and basically blow them out of the water. It was meant to happen. But in the 3rd round, you remember how I told you that they were probably going to face the Toronto Raptors? Ha! The Raptors lost in the 1st round. One of the hugest upsets. Lost to like the Hornets or something. James Harden couldn't lead anybody. So you know who they got in the conference finals? The 2-time NBA champion Chicago Bulls. They were only like the 4th seed or something during the season. They didn't care about the regular season. They just wanted to get through it. I mean, Derrick Rose, Jimmy Butler, Dwight Howard. They knew once the playoffs started they were going to be ready. And let me tell you, this was the first time that those Knicks were really tested. Because against the Cavs and the Sixers, it wasn't much. These Bulls, oh no. The Knicks would do their normal thing. They would throw it down to Karl Anthony Towns. The Bulls, they were ready for it immediately. And then on the other side of the floor, whether it be Jimmy Butler running around screens or Derrick Rose just going inside, hell, you left Dwight Howard open for a second. Rose was going to find him for an easy dish inside. And this series, let me tell you, it was a game of inches. This was one of the closest, more epic conference finals I had remembered seeing in a long time. I mean, the margin for error was so small for both teams. In Chicago, they were probably a little more talented. But the Knicks, of course, they had the overall roster, the passing, and they went to their bread and butter. They shot and made a lot of three-pointers. And the series, it was really close, and they split the first 4 games. Carmelo Anthony, in that series, he really went to the next level. But especially when the team went back to Chicago. Whenever they were on the road, whenever that Chicago crowd would get antsy and loud, and the Bulls would go on a run, Melo was right there, whether it was scoring, rebounding, dishing it off to guys. I mean, the Bulls were double-teaming him heavy in that series, and he was able to get it to guys. It was an epic series. It really was. But after they split the first 2, the Knicks, they barely edged them out in Game 5. And then when it came down to Game 6, it was right down to the wire. I mean, it could have gone either way. And the Bulls, they made a push. They made a real effort. But in the end, the Knicks, they just made 1 or 2 more plays. And the biggest test they had so far, the Chicago Bulls, the defending champions, were dethroned by our Knicks. We're going to the NBA Finals for the first time in, I think it was like 15 or 16 years at that point. Now, who are they going to face in the next round? Well, we'll get to that in another story.